man chase you, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, this can be used for manipulation. So only use this with a man that you truly desire. Because remember, it's only manipulation when you're using it for someone that you don't also want. But when you use these techniques on a man that you value, that you desire, and that you have nothing but good intentions for, what you're really doing is just employing strategy so you can attract into you what you truly desire and deserve. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want to make a man chase you, the easiest way to do it is to treat him like he's not important to you. Listen to me when I tell you this right now, because you all often ask me, you say, MJ, do these techniques only work for like when you're dating? What about if you're actually in a relationship? How do you change it up? I've been married to my man for 6 years. I've been with him for 12 years, 20 years. Does this work for them also? Most of my lessons do work both ways, but this one definitely works when you're in a relationship that's been going for a while. When I say treat a man like he's not important, that doesn't mean love him. That doesn't mean care for him. But what that does mean is that he should never feel like he's the center of your universe. The minute that a man feels like he is the center of your universe, what ends up happening is that he then starts acting like it. He starts devaluing you, and you lose all power. When I say do not treat a man like he is important to you, what I mean is this. When you meet a guy that you like, do not stop dating other men that you like. Don't stop dating other men. Don't get off those dating apps until this man commits to you and you're in a serious committed relationship and he's committed as well, and you've had time to see that this is actually who he is. You keep on dating other people. What I'm saying is, you know, that girl group, your friend group that you hang out with and you do all that kind of stuff with, don't stop hanging out with your girl group. You all go to the gym right now to look good and everything like that because you want to attract in a man. You want to attract in those looks and everything like that. I'm all here for it, honey. Level up and do whatever you got to do, baby. I'm here for it. But what I'm saying is this. Those things that are all about your self-care, the gym, therapy, whatever it may be, continue doing it. You should never, listen to me, you should absolutely never change your plans from doing something that's a part of your self-care and your happiness just to accommodate him. It's no such thing as, I'll skip the gym today for you, baby. It's no such thing as, oh, I'll hang out with you today. I know I had plans with my girlfriend today, but I'm enjoying laying up with you. So let me cancel the plans with them, and rather than going to brunch with them, I'm going to sit up with you. No. It's, oh, baby, this was wonderful. It's so good to see you. But, yeah, you got to go. What you mean I got to go? For real? I've got brunch plans with my girls. See, you got to go. When you going to be available? I'm not sure, but I'll let you know. You hear where I'm going with that? You hear where I'm going with that? When you are sitting in a relationship or you're dating someone, you're going to know them, whatever it may be, you do not ever let that man feel like he is so important to you that you're willing to put him ahead of your own needs and your own priorities. In fact, I'm going to say this very seriously. The women and the feminine energy men, you know, I talk about feminine energy. It's not about gender. The feminine energy beings who have men pursue us the most, honestly, come across as a bit self-centered at times. You have to be so self-centered, not in a way like you're selfish or actually being selfish sometimes can be good, but not in a way that where it impedes upon your ability to think about other people. But you have to come across that your life, your priorities, your happiness, your self-care is so important to you that he is taking second seat to that. He's always in second place to that. And you want to know why? Because you come first. The only people who would disagree with this are people who've been trained by life to put everyone else ahead of them. People pleasers, doormats. And obviously, these videos are here to empower you out of that. Or men who are accustomed to women accommodating them, and they think, oh, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay. Well, you let him go ahead and find some pick-me woman who's going to sacrifice her self-esteem, her happiness, and her sense of self just to keep him happy. And ultimately, when he leaves her or treats her like she's just basically a hired hand, and she decides to leave him, then she'll catch on and start watching these videos. But for the rest of us who don't subscribe to that way of thinking, what I'm here to tell you is this. The key to making a man chase you is to always put yourself first. He should never believe that you are going to make him a priority above yourself. Even something as small as when he calls you, if you're on the line with someone else, I don't get off the line. I don't. Not even with mine. I do not get off the line. I do not get off the line. If he calls, let's say he calls once, I don't click over. I keep on talking. Why? Because I'm in a conversation with my girlfriend, with my friend, with my whoever. I'm not clicking over. When I'm done, I'll call you back if I have time. If he calls twice, maybe it's an emergency. Okay, I'll answer them. Hello? Hello? Everything okay? Yeah, I didn't know if you heard my ring the first time, so I was calling again. Oh, I heard it, baby, but I'm on the phone. You can't talk right now? No, but I'll call you later. All right. Okay. I will never give you the impression. You should never give a man an impression that he is a priority enough where you're willing to change your schedule or your focus for him. He has to get in where he fits in. And if he desires to have more of your time, more of your energy, more access to you, then he has to level up and do the things that will allow you to do that for him. What are those things? Treating you like you're a priority. Remember, masculine energy leads. So if he's not leading with showing you that you're a priority, then you don't follow by showing him that he's your priority. You match energy. Once he's able to commit to you, and not just commit to you in terms of monogamy, if that's your thing, not just commit to you in that particular respect, but also commit to you at a level where he's committed to continuing treating you in the same way that he used to get you to be attracted to him in the first place. Because it's not enough for that man to commit to you, but then once he gets you, he's no longer committed to treating you like you're a priority. No, he has to continue to commit to that. Because here's my thing. If a man can commit to you and continue to treat you like a priority, then absolutely, he's earning more access. He's earning more access. But even when he is your husband and he's treating you perfectly, you still do not sacrifice yourself for him. He's talking about, baby, I'm sick. Can you stay home with me? Baby, I'm sick. He's a grown man. What do single men do when they're sick? They figure it out. So what you say is, baby, I got some honey for you. I have some medicine for you. It's right here. I'm just going to do this to you, okay? If you need me, call me. But I do have to make my gym class. I've got Pilates today. So you ain't gonna stay with me, baby? It's only an hour. I will be back, of course. I'm sure you'll be fine. It's just a fever. It's just a fever. You're just a little warm. Even then, do not be sucked into the caregiving role. Because when you become a caregiver, you sacrifice yourself. There's so much honor in being a caregiver at times. But let me tell you why I don't recommend it really ever. All right? Because first of all, caregiving is a calling. Okay? You don't need to be anyone's caregiver unless they're your child. If he is a grown man, he can care for himself. If you're working from home, you do not stop working from home to go cook for him. If he is struggling to figure out something, it is not your job to figure it out for him. Let him figure it out. Why? Because you're focused on doing something else. These men, they literally value that much more and they pursue you that much more when they know you have your own life and you make yourself a priority. It makes you so desirable because subconsciously what it makes him do is it makes him work and work and work and work to become more of a priority in your life. Don't give it to him easily. Baby, can we go out on Tuesday? Do you have something to do on Tuesday? Then no, you can't. I can move my schedule around. Let me see what I can do. Absolutely not. And if you do move your schedule around, don't you tell him you did that. Don't you ever tell him you did that. Why? Because what you're doing is indirectly sending signals that he's more of a priority to you than you are. People say, oh, that sounds like it's just being petty and immature. No. You need to grow a backbone. You need to learn to value yourself. Some of y'all, the problem why you struggle to resonate with this type of advice about making yourself a priority and deprioritizing the men in your life is because you watched the mother making your father a priority. You watched your grandmother making your grandfather a priority. Meanwhile, this man was not emotionally available, would not go to therapy to fix himself or to deal with himself. This man often treated her like basically a glorified hired hand around the house. She was there to raise the kids and be on his arm when they went to church so he can give the image. But he never gave her that much more than that. Some of these men practice infidelity. But yet your mother and your grandmother kept on showing up for him, kept on acting so proud to make his plate at family events. Meanwhile, all the other family members who are sitting at that event watching her make his plate are thinking, he cheating on her. He treated her like this. He treated her like that. So she looking like Boo-Boo the fool, prioritizing this man who never prioritized her and never would because of the fact that she never made herself a priority. Sometimes it's about changing what you do so you can break generational curses. And sometimes the best way to break a generational curse is to do the things that are uncomfortable for you. And they're not uncomfortable because they're wrong. They're uncomfortable because they're not familiar. Change how you deal with men. I'm not saying play them. I'm not saying play games with them. What I'm saying is make yourself so much a priority that he has to compete with you to get your attention. Now, of course, when you give him your attention, it's amazing. It's fun. You treat him like the priority that he is when he's in your face and when he makes time for you, when he plans dates, when you all are together. But when he's not with you, you are your priority. I don't care if he kicks up dust. Why don't you want to be calling me back fast? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Because, baby, I'm busy. You know I'm busy. I told you this morning I had to work all day. Then I had Pilates, and then, I got together with the girls. I got together with the girls in the evening. We went to happy hour, and then we ended up going for steak. We didn't have a date plan tonight, baby. You knew I was going to get back to you. And that's all you got to say. You knew I was going to get back to you, baby. Why are you so worried? And you know what I like to do in those moments? You lean into the vulnerability. Use your feminine vulnerability. When he starts to get aggravated by it, he loves it. But trust me, he loves it really. The more aggravated he acts, the more he loves it there. Trust me. Baby, if you miss me, why don't you just say it? Did you miss me? Is that why you was frustrated that you couldn't reach me today? So if I answered my phone earlier today, what was you going to tell me? I was going to tell you I was thinking about you. I like to hear that. What else was you going to tell me? For real? So when I finally get in touch with him, I give him what he wants. All that affection, all that femininity, all of it. I just pours it on him. All over him. I put it all over him. You see what I'm saying? All of what he wants, I give him that energy when I finally do talk to him. That's what I'm saying. When you finally talk to him, when you finally give him your energy, you pour it all over him. Honey, you give him you treat him amazing. You be so busy, I don't even know why you always so busy. It's so hard to play in time with you. Blah, blah. Baby, you gonna fuss at me or you gonna enjoy me? That's one of my favorite ones. You gonna fuss at me or you gonna enjoy me? Because I've been looking forward to you all week. I missed you. You know when I'm busy, I'm thinking about you. What was you thinking about me when you was missing me? Tell me. Tell me. Get close to him when we say it. When he's struggling to be vulnerable, he's... Get close to him. What was you thinking, baby? Tell me what you was thinking about me. You know I miss you. Touch his chin right. You know he touches his chin like that. He touches his chin. Tell me, baby. For real. I like when you tell me things like that. Next time, text me that. Text me that. Next time you feel that way, text me it. Girl, start directing them. I start directing them. Start directing them. Start telling them what to do. All right, cool. You know what I'm just saying? For real. I be thinking about you. And here's what they try to do. They try to turn around. When they can't get in touch with you all the time and they feel like you deprioritizing them, then he try to turn around acting like he worried about you. That's what he be doing. He be like, I be worried sometimes when you don't respond. I don't be knowing what's going on. Like, are you safe or not? I don't be knowing what's going on. Like, you good? So that's all it is. I'm just trying to get in touch with you. Don't fall for that, girls. Here's what you do. You lean into it. Baby, you know you're my protector. And if anything ever happens, you're the first one I will ever call. You know that, right? I would never be in trouble and not call you. Of course I'll do that, baby. Of course I would. You see how we doing? We're maintaining a boundary of you are not the center of my universe, while also rubbing on that ego, rubbing on that ego, making him feel good, affirming him, right? Because you can't just maintain these strong boundaries without also rewarding him with the thing that he wants. If you can balance, and you really can, it's not that hard. Trust me, it's doing what I'm telling you is much easier than what y'all been doing. Trust me, okay? Trust me, it is. When you can balance being feminine, soft, affirming. Here's what I'm going to tell you about almost every man. I don't care what they say. One of their surefire love languages, for sure, is words of affirmation. When you can use your words like a spell to always make him feel amazing and seen, even when he's frustrated about the fact that you're not always available to him, while at the same time maintaining your boundaries that no, you haven't earned that much access to me yet. Therefore, this is what I'm going to give you until you show me that you deserve more. He will chase you. He will call consistently. He will text back quickly. He will plan dates. He will be planning the next date and checking on your availability while you're sitting on the current date. Some of you all have this false belief in your mind that if you set boundaries with a man, that somehow or another that'll scare him away. If you do what I'm talking about, that, are you sure he's going to still like me and still want me? Are you sure? I'm not sure. Baby, let me ask you this. How many of the pick-me women who are chasing the men, who are making him a priority, who are making it so that literally he's the center of their universe, whether she says it or not, how many of them are getting the ring? How many of them are being taken care of? How many of them are getting the man in the first place? The more you make men the center of your universe, the more they will not see you as the center of their universe. In the solar system, there's only one sun, right? All the planets rotate around that sun. When you see other solar systems, it's the same way. There's one central star, and the planets in that solar system rotate around it. There can only be one star, baby. Only one. And guess who was designed to be that star? You. As the feminine energy, you are the sun in the universe when you're in a relationship. Why? Because just like the sun, you bring light. You bring warmth. Thank you for getting my book. Thank you for getting my book. For those who don't have my book, it's called Get Out of Your Own Way, a guide to letting go of the stuff that's holding you back, available where books are sold. And if you want to schedule a private one-on-one coaching call with me, click the link that's directly above or below this video, or the link on my social media pages. But doesn't the sun bring warmth? Do you understand that life on earth wouldn't exist if we didn't have the sun? You bring warmth. You do. You bring heat. You bring care. Right? Someone said only a gay man would admit this. Straight men will never. They won't admit it, but they love it. They love when you make yourself such a priority that he has to work to be a priority in your world. He has to work for your attention. He has to work for your affection. They love it. They love earning it. They get frustrated. But you hold your ground. You lean into your femininity. And you never, ever, 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 ever react to their frustration. All their frustration is a sign that they want you. Didn't your mother teach you that? Well, I will. All their frustration means is that they want you. When he gets frustrated about the fact that you're not as available to him as he wants, got him. When he says, I want you to make me more of a priority in your world, like I feel like you got so many things going on, it's hard for me to know where I fit in. Got him. Now, see, here's the key. Always make sure that you're balancing keeping yourself as a priority while also making sure that there is space in your world for him. There's got to be some space, even if it's just once a week a date, or even if it is that you text him back at least one time a day. Remember, if you want him to keep pursuing, you've got to give him something to pursue. So you can't just be so unavailable and deprioritize him so much that he has no incentive to pursue you. That's why I like the very easy balance. It's such an easy balance. It's so easy. So easy. To only, I'm about to jump into Portuguese, all you have to do is when you're with him, make him feel like a king. Make him feel like he's your complete focus. Make his feelings a priority. Validate him. Stroke his ego. Make him feel amazing. And when you're not with him, you take all that energy and focus it on yourself. You do the things that make you feel beautiful. You spend time with the people who make you feel good. This is why you should never give up your relationship with your friends. We all know that girl, because, honey, at one point in my life, I was that girl. Where we get in a relationship and all of a sudden our friends don't matter. We got to always spend time with them, with our man and not with our friends. You keep on hanging out with your friends. Unless those friends are the type of people who are not good for you being in a relationship. Because, you know, some friends are your single friends and literally they just not good for you in a relationship. You know what I mean? But if that's not the case, you still keep on hanging out with them. You have your own activities. You have your own world. Your own friends. It's okay to have friends as a couple, but you still need your own friends that you hang out with. Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sure you keep up with your body and your beauty. Make sure you keep up with your body and your beauty. Make sure you keep up with your body and your beauty. Y'all will go to the gym faithfully, jogging and doing whatever you got to do to get cute so you can attract. But what about keeping and maintaining? Because y'all will complain, I feel like my man's not attracted to me anymore. Sometimes it's the emotional stuff happening in the relationship, for sure. But sometimes, baby, I got to tell you, sometimes it's on you. Yes, bodies change, but baby, can you honestly say that you're maintaining your body at the best of your ability at this stage of your life? Nobody's asking you to look like you looked 10 years ago. But are you doing the best you can for where you're at today? That just sounds like so much work, MJ. That sounds like so much work. Let me get my hair together. That sounds like so much work. Does it? Feels like more work being ignored by your husband. Feels like more work wondering, is he with someone else? Because he's not giving you that same energy you used to get from him. If you're a makeup girly and that's how he came to know you, and that's what he likes, I'm not saying you can't never not wear makeup, but girl, why didn't you at least have on, you know, a tinted moisturizer around the house? A little powder. You don't have a little powder, just a little touch. You don't have just a pinch of powder? You don't? Oh. Girl, why you walk around the house and when he come over, why you wearing those big old ill-fitting clothes? You telling me you can't go on down to the market? Girl, I don't care if you got to go to the swap meet. It ain't got to be real. Just get something that's cute. What we doing? You can't wear something that's a little fitted for you? You can't? Oh. Worse yet. Why your nails ain't done? Why your nails ain't done? Why your feet ain't done? And not just the nails. Why the soles of your feet and your heels and all the other stuff? Why they got ash on them and they got dry skin on it and your feet harder than his? Why? You think men like that? You think that men like that, huh? He lying to you. Yeah, let me tell you, for me, when I'm laid up, honey, I know, you can look at my skin, honey. I am moisturized and hydrated. When you laid up and he rubbing his feet up against your feet, baby, I'm just trying to get warm. They soft, ain't they? You like them, don't you? Girl, I don't care if it's the dead of winter, right? I don't care if it's dead of winter or the middle of summer. I always have a fresh pedicure, fresh manicure. My eyebrows, I don't do a lot with them, but they always are done. You telling me you can't go see what do you call them, an esthetician to get a little facial? Even if not every month, once every other month. This is an investment in your future. How do you expect this man to see you as the center of his universe if you don't look like the star that you are? I don't understand. Girl, I'm going to step on some toes, but it's just us girls here. So let's be honest. When's the last time you got your teeth cleaned? There is no excuse for a feminine energy being to have stank breath. See, here's the thing. Everything I'm teaching you, it works. The girl on here the other day said she used my lessons to get engaged. Women always are writing in the comments. You see them talking about, oh my God, I love your lessons. They work fabulously for me. They work. But here's the thing. They don't work with you when you're not being your best self, when you're not leveled up, when you're not being your prettiest self, when you're not taking care of your mental health. Why are you skipping therapy? You know that when you get into a relationship, your anxious attachment style gets triggered up. And that's why you be staring at the phone, and that's why all that. That ain't got nothing to do with that man. That got everything to do with you. Some of y'all know that when you start dating somebody new, you got to get into therapy. Not because nothing's wrong with him, but because you have such a history of challenging relationships, both romantically, in your family, whoever it may be, that new relationships pull out the best and the worst in you. And in order for you to be able to self-regulate yourself in a way so that you can show up in the best way possible, you need to be in therapy. Therapy is not your thing? Why do you think so many of my clients come to me for coaching? I make a couple hours available a week for my clients because y'all ask me for so many years, can you do this, can you do it? I make a couple hours a week. Like I said, the link is directly above or below this video if you want to schedule a session with me. I don't think I have any openings this week at all, but I think in the future weeks I do. That's why I do what I do. Because you need support. Why are you skipping your support services and expecting somebody another for it to work out, baby? Let me tell you this. You give your power away when your anxious attachment style comes out. One of the quickest ways to make a man believe he's the center of your universe is to come across as anxious and thirsty and worried and overthinking. You have no reason to overthink or worry about anything when you are simply showing up as your best self at all times. You are caring for yourself inside and out. When you make yourself into the most important part of your universe and you take care of every single part of yourself, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. Honey, you know I don't like to talk about my business. But I'll tell you this much right now, honey. A certain somebody acting like they was mad. I stayed in my femininity. I stayed in my calmness. I stayed in my fullness. I still went to the gym. I still did what I need to do. And when that certain somebody was ready to talk, baby, I need to talk to you. Yes, baby. I just wanted to tell you that I had some time to think and you know, my bad. You see how we work that? Even in conflict, by me making myself the center of my universe. And not sitting up here overthinking, why did he do this? What did he do? I wonder what he's thinking, blah, blah, blah. Over intellectualizing and trying to process and interpret what he's feeling. That's not my job, baby. And I don't have time to do that. I have time to do my work and make some money. I have time to go to the gym. I have time to go out and have lunch with my good girlfriends. I have lunch to talk to you girls. I don't have the time to worry about that. So when you're ready, you'll let me know. But until then, baby, life is full. And then they always come around. This is one of the easiest ways to resolve a conflict with them. Don't give them the silent treatment. Be your full self, living your full life. And then it happens every time. I swear to you, it happens every time. Baby, you know, yeah, I had time to think, and you know, yeah, I feel like I've been kind of missing you because I feel like I ain't, like it ain't been the same. You haven't sensed that our energy's been off? Tell me more. Not, oh, I saw it too. Mm-mm. Tell me more. And of course, when you say that, honey, because you know he's going in a good place, you get close. Let him smell you. I always smell good, honey. I had my own scent. I get certain scents made for me. I'll show you one of the bottles one day. Tell me more, baby. What do you mean? Tell me more. I don't know. I just feel like our energy been off, and like I just feel like you know, like I feel like it was kind of my fault because I didn't do blah 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 blah, and I just feel like I'm sorry, and if we don't have, I don't want to be like this no more. I appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you so much. You know you mean the world to me. And I miss you. I miss your energy during these times. So I'm so happy that you feel this way. Thank you, baby. What you think work out better? What you think work out better? Doing that? Or doing the hooping and the hollering and the nitpicking and blah, 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 up in his face? Don't no man want you up in his face, girl. And since when have ever been up in a man's face ever changed him? Girl, it's the last thing you want to do. When you sit up there getting frustrated and be up in a man's face, all you're doing is making him the center of your universe because now he is throwing off your equilibrium. He raising up your blood pressure. You the one sitting up here looking all thrown off balance. And because he's the center of the universe in that point in time, what does he do? He gets calmer. And you end up looking like you crazy. I don't do that stuff. Baby, the more mad a man is, the calmer I am. This is me. He feel whatever he want to feel. And I'm listening. I'm not being cold. I'm not being calculated. I'm just calm. Remember, the sun stays still. The sun is always there for the planets to orbit around her. She stays still. I stay still. You stay still. Mm-hmm. Let him get it all out. All out. And then once he's done, do you know what you do? One of my favorite things. You lean in and give him a big hug. You say, I appreciate you, baby. I love you so much. Now imagine when you carry the energy of always keeping yourself first, always putting yourself first. Why do you think my tattoo says that? My tattoo says that, put yourself first. What do you think happens when you put yourself first? You care about him. You love him. You nurture him. You pour femininity on him. You help him grow. You are everything that he wants. But never so much so that you sacrifice yourself or take energy away from yourself. He is always secondary to you. What do you think happens then? He then will cherish you that much more. You think to yourself, I know a lot of women say this, well, if he don't do this, then I'm not gonna blah, blah, blah. Or, are you sure that he would like that? That feels like it ain't good to do to him. Think about this for a second. The way that a feminine energy person thinks, your mind processes information different than he does. He is a completely different soul than you. He operates completely differently than you. So stop projecting onto him how you would feel if someone did this to you. You're not a masculine energy man. So stop trying to process your thoughts in that way. Well, I wouldn't like it if someone did this to me. Well, that's a good thing because you're not a masculine energy man. But they do like this. They do gravitate towards this. They do pursue you more when you make yourself such a priority that he has to work to get your attention. How do I know? Well, don't let the glamour fool you, baby. I'm a man. Proudly. I love being a man. And I respect everyone's individual gender identity or lack thereof. But my gender identity is that I'm a man. And with that understood, I'm gay, if you couldn't figure it out yet. And so with that understood, I understand men inside and out. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm your resident expert on this. And I can tell you right now, from doing it the wrong way and definitely doing it the right way, life is so much easier on this side. So much easier. When you make yourself the center of the universe, you will then gravitate, no, I should say in the reverse. You will become magnetic for masculine energy men to pursue you and make you a priority and treat you like the goddess that you are. If this resonates with you, go ahead and get my best-selling book, Get Out of Your Own Way, A Guide to Letting Go of the Stuff That's Holding You Back. Just search MJ Harris on Amazon or wherever books are sold, and you can find me there. And of course, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one coaching session with me, you can click the link that's directly above or below this video, or the link that is on my social media pages. You'll see it right there in order to schedule a time with me. Keep in mind, my schedule does fill up very quickly, so sometimes you may have to wait a week or two in order to get on it. But if you see a space, grab it, because if you don't, somebody else will. And unfortunately, I cannot make more spaces. I only make a couple hours a week available for clients. All right, you all. Put yourself first. You deserve it. And he wants you only when you make yourself a priority. Trust me on that.